the need for,
Mm,
especially as people of African descent, that we should not be living in isolation. How do we actually start collecting and bringing allies to join us in this fight that we are on? And secondly, I was there to advocate for my home country, Haiti, as well. That is going through tremendous challenges. And during that week, it was the 200 years anniversary, I will say, of a
mm,
double debt that we call it, that Haiti
right.
had to pay the
For their
country that
freedom,
was
right?
for its
Mm.
freedom.
Welcome to Cloud Record Music Podcast Episode 2. I'm your host, Maureen McFarlane, and I have an amazing show just for you. Don't go anywhere. Have you ever been bullied, or are you being bullied right now? Well, we have a great young man here with us today, Mr. Nescas Dorcelis from Canada, who travels locally and internationally teaching about overcoming being bullied. The music in the background that you're listening to is by Garrett V. Morgan and Valerie V. Gay. There is a time instrumental, one of Cloud Record Music. The links are below. Check it out. You'll love it. But before we begin, please subscribe to this channel, ring the bell, and do leave us a comment about the conversation that you'll be listening to. And now, a Cloud Record Music Spotlight. Neskins, welcome to Cloud Record Music Podcast. It's my pleasure and honor to have you. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much, Maureen, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, it is my pleasure indeed. And Neskin is coming all the way from Ontario, Canada. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is
All
correct.
right. Now, the reason why I have him here today, and I know we're a music podcast and we always deal with artists and singers and producers and arrangers. However, every season I decided that I want to highlight someone in the humanitarian work that is make a difference in the community. And Neskin Jr. is doing that. And I really became very attracted to his work because he has this big focus on bullying and how he overcame it, but he also do great work. He goes to the UN to advocate for different things. He's also do some work with eCamp Mentoring, which we'll talk about that. He has his own empowerment organization. This is a young man that's doing things and you want to know about him and support his work. So once again, Nathan, I'm so happy to have you. So let's get it on.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
tell our audience about you. I know you were born in 80s, so take a couple minutes and tell us where you're from and how you got into the fight of bullying and how you're helping a lot of people around the world handle that kind of particular situation.
Wonderful. Yeah. So, my story started in Haiti. I was born and raised in what is called the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. My story is filled with different childhood trauma, such as losing my mother at the age of 11 years old, experiencing poverty, being a survivor of the 2010 earthquake that hit Haiti in 2010. And through all of these challenges, one of the major impact I had to deal with was bullying. I spent most of my life being bullied for the shape and size of my nose, verbally, physically, and also cyberbullying. And by the time I was in grade, I will say 10 in high school, one of my teacher came to me after a severe bullying experience and said, Neskens, I'm really sorry for what happened to you. But unfortunately, no matter how much effort the school put together to combat bullying, there are things that will still happen out of our control. And the way
Mm.
you respond to the things you cannot control will help you be the hero of your story. Being the hero of your story is the foundation of my message because we live in a time where our young people, number one, are very impatient. Number two, they have a very low ability to deal with adversity. And being a hero is cultivating a mindset of self sufficiency. So, not
Mm.
just to know how to respond to the things we cannot control, but how do we go above it? And how do we allow those challenges to be the core of our story and eventually to be the tool that we use to inspire others and make a difference in their lives?
Wow, that is so powerful. Now, I have to ask you because, I was trying to remember if I ever was bullied in school. And I was pretty popular, but even though I was popular, because I was a cute kid,
Yeah, we can tell.
uh,
We can tell.
you know, but even then, there was this boy, and I don't know, some people thought he liked me, but he was very bullying. Like, it always coming at me, and it's very uncomfortable. And it
Yeah.
also make you feel very insecure, right?
Mm.
But when somebody's attacking you based on your look, how did you overcome that to the point where now I've seen you on television, I've seen you in different settings where you're
Yeah.
teaching and helping other individuals to handle these type of situation. How did you get to that place?
So to address this effectively, I'll do two part because when you started sharing, Maureen, you shared about your experience, and I think as we talk on bullying, especially during this episode, we have to also build the foundation context what bullying is, because I always feel like, especially when I'm out there speaking to youth and others, the word bullying can be overused, and when it's overused there is an impact, because if it's being overused to situation that not is quite bullying, the people that are actually experiencing bullying doesn't have the light to be put on them. So
Mm,
bullying really at the core, it is described as an aggressive behavior that is typically repeated over time that is meant to cause harm or fear or distress for another person. So, a behavior that is constantly being repeated to harm someone emotionally, physically, and verbally is really at the foundation of what bullying is. So, that's the core of it. So once you are able to understand bullying, you can start differentiate from a situation of someone that is just, we having a conflict, or if it is actually bullying. Whenever it's
mm,
bullying, there is an aggressor and there is a victim. Sometimes I come
mm,
in situation where two people don't like each other and they're calling each other that they're bullying each other. And I said, no, y'all have conflict. Because in bullying, there is someone that is to some level a lesser to the other person, and that person that is higher, either from their position in the workplace, rather it is
mhm.
their popularity in school, they're using what they have as a way to belittle someone else. So to answer your
Wow.
question, is that clearer on the term in
It
itself?
is. And you know what? Then I misunderstand what bullying is too. I always feel that people that want to bully other people are really very weak,
Yeah.
and they get some kind of um, superpower from targeting who they may think is the weak in order to empower themselves. Am I right about that?
No, no, you are. You are right on that. And this is one of the things I do address in my session with you with students as well. And I always put that point in my presentation that bullying is not a sign of strength, it's actually a sign of weakness. Because oftentimes, I've been to many schools, I've been to many different audiences where people are experiencing bullying. I have never met a grade 1 student bullying a grade 6 student. I've never seen it,
Mm,
because at the core, no one wants to bully somebody that is bigger or tougher than us or even
mhm,
superior to us. We tend to bully people that are smaller or we believe are inferior to us. And that is a deep level of insecurity, because if you are constantly putting someone else down to feel better about yourself, you have not discovered what true meaning of strength is. Because truly
wow.
strong people, they want to help people that are less strong than them feel stronger. This is why I like to
Mhm,
use the analogy of a basketball team.
mm,
Anytime you are in a basketball team, you meet a great athlete. The great
mhm,
athlete is not just someone that is scoring all the points for themselves and doing all the great things. The great
mhm,
athletes are the one that makes everybody else around them feel better and be better at the craft.
mm.
So I
Oh,
inspire student on that. Like when you are in the classroom, are you the one inspiring everybody to be better, or are you the one taking pleasure out of someone else's pain?
I'm so fascinated because, I notice also just in our environment, in our world, most bullies surround themselves with people that are beneath them in their mind and who will go along with them. They'll never have anyone that will empower or seems to be more intellectually, superior to them. That is, but you know what's so crazy about it? How so many people actually become afraid of a bully when they don't have to. So there's a technique they're using on people to make the average person be afraid.
Yeah, well, that is true, and my quickest way to respond to this is always bullying always thrive in silence or in isolation. So the
Mm,
foundation of what you have to do as someone experiencing that is bring that behavior to the light. And
mm,
whenever a bully is exposed, they often loses their power because there will be somebody that's like, dude, what you doing? Like, what are you doing? This is so wrong. And there are people, and this is what we find in corporation, especially in the
mm,
workplace, that a lot of time the bullying experience and behavior is from one employee to the other employee, but as soon as it
mm,
get to the light, you are in front of other adult, other mature
mm,
people, somebody's gonna be like, this behavior don't
mm,
make sense, this is not right. So we
mm.
have to bring it to the light.
Wow. Tell me something. It's also said that you're the co-founder of the, is it the Reclaiming Project? Am I saying that
Reclaiming
correct?
Unity Project, that's correct.
Reclaiming the project. What exactly is that?
So, you know, all of my work is built around unity, collaboration, allyship, and all of this is in a way to respond to conflict. I believe that we live in a world right now that there are conflicts everywhere. And
Mm,
I often say the more that technology continue to increase, people's ability to work with one another will decrease. And
mm,
people's tools, our way of interacting with other has not been great, and we see this at all level of our society, from
mm.
family, community, all the way to government and countries. There are conflicts
Wow.
almost everywhere. The
Everywhere.
rates
Yeah.
of divorce is increasing, parents and children
Mm,
conflicts are increasing, bullying in schools is increasing, bullying in the workplace toxicity is increasing, and war in countries and division are increasing. So Reclaiming Unity project really build a foundation of allyship. And what
mhm,
our foundational belief is, we should be bringing our strength together to overcome a common challenge rather than continuously divide ourselves based on our differences. And the truth
mm.
is, all of us are different in one way or another, from different
Absolutely.
community, different
Yes.
religion, different gender, different,
Hmm.
culture. But if we continue to spend time running around all of our differences, all we're gonna do is create more division. So how do we actually start locating challenges that we have? And here in Canada, one of the partner that I have is from the brown community or South Asian community. And
Hmm.
when we come to the table, all of the things we do, it's not about your culture, my culture, but we try to look at, okay, what is the challenges in your culture, what is the challenges in my culture, how do we bring the strength of both of those culture together so we can overcome the challenges that we are both
Wow.
facing.
That's amazing. Now, is that what you bring to the UN? Because I know you were recently represent the UN. When you go
Yes.
to the United Nations, who are you representing, and what is the purpose?
So when I was there, I was a civil society delegate. So I was participating at a week-long forum for the Permanent Forum on People of African Descent. So this was an United Nations initiative that was giving as part of the International Decade. And this forum is to bring a global dialogue between civil society and member state. And we pretty much shall, bring different topics that are challenging our communities. So when I was there, I had two missions. Number one was to raise the light on allyship, the need for,
Mm,
especially as people of African descent, that we should not be living in isolation. How do we actually start collecting and bringing allies to join us in this fight that we are on? And
mm,
secondly, I was there to advocate for my home country, Haiti, as well, that is going through tremendous challenges. And during that week, it was the 200 years anniversary, I will say, of a
Mm,
double debt that we call it, that Haiti
right.
had to pay the
For their
country that
freedom,
was
right?
for its
Mm-hmm.
freedom. And
Mm-hmm.
we have been on this fight now to request this fund. The reason why we need this fund, and it's not going to our government because we got challenges there, but civil
Yes,
society members has been at the front line of this fight. And what
I
we
understand.
need is resources to actually start flipping this country economic on the other side. The reason why it's
Absolutely.
very important because Haiti is one of the countries that has the most potential throughout the Caribbean, even with its challenges. Because 66% of Haiti, two-thirds of Haiti, is young people under the age of 24 years old.
Wow.
That is
Wow.
huge. That is a
Yes,
total of
yes, yes.
7.6 million young people under the age of 24. So we have a generation that is able to work, that is also able to learn. So what we need is resources to actually put
They
inside
need
of
the
the
opportunity.
community
Yes,
and to
yeah.
create the opportunity.
That's excellent work you're doing. And I have to say that bringing attention, I know you do some mentoring and ECAP mentoring there in Canada, but one of the things I find, and I love history, is that most of our children do not know our history. And I just don't mean American history or Canadian history, or most of what they know is the enslavement and not the history prior to that, which is on the continent and the people, but also what Haiti has done in its days when it beat and fought and win the
Yep.
war with Napoleon and the first country to or you could say abolish slavery, really. And we know that their destitution today is because all those Western nations come against them once that happened. And they kept plundering the country. So you're right, that money, and then they pay those what are considered billions of dollars today, you know, to France, for their freedom. And so they need to really get that money because the country needs to rebuild, right? And the
100%.
reason why it has so much problem is because, well, they took everything from the people. They are poor, and wherever there's poverty, there's going to be crime. It's a beautiful country, and yet people are still going there and plunder it, but they always put a face of the trouble. But with that many children there, what you're doing is so important, and getting the funds back is important
100%.
because they need resources, they need opportunity. Now, we know that even the descendants of those who have lost this war, the French and even some of the Americans, do you think that's a fight that you guys will win to get this fund so you can use it to do the good work that you're trying to do in Haiti,
Well,
or are there just going to
well,
be obstacles along the way?
there will always be obstacles along the way. And, first of all, I have to acknowledge what you shared earlier. And the vice president of the forum, Dr. Gaynor Curry, who is one of the core ally of the Haitian fight that we are going through. She often say this every time I've seen her at a conference. She often said, as people of African descent, especially youth of African descent, we cannot afford to not know our history.
Absolutely.
This is very, very critical because once you know your history, you know where you come from, it influences your decision in everyday life. And like I
Everything.
said to youth in mentorship, I often said the quality of your decisions will be the quality of your life. And that's the benefit at the core of education. The more you
Mm-hmm.
educate yourself, it gives you a large ability, a large information repertoire that will help
Mm-hmm.
influence your decision making, because if you're not making good decision, the quality of your life will reflect that. So thank you for
Right.
for bringing that forward. And in the fight with Haiti, that is true, it's gonna be challenging, it's gonna have obstacles, and it's already there,
Mm-hmm.
but we cannot give up. Last weekend I was with the Haitians of Toronto Excellence Gala. It is a gala that is organized for the Haitian community here in Toronto. And the beauty of this gala, it brings forth in a room all Haitian leaders inside of our community, and we celebrate them. And it's very inspiring for the youth as well, because when we come here to a country like Canada and living in Ontario, number one, we have a language barrier because in Haiti we speak French and Creole. Number two, this is a new country. Number three, we have a mindset of a third world country. We don't have a mindset of a developed country.
Yeah,
So sometimes we don't even know the opportunity and how to succeed in the society. And the inspiration of a gala like this, it brings forth people that have been in this fight, that experience that journey, and that have been on the other side. And this is why is important in this fight. Our ancestors did not give up in this fight of independence.
Right.
And now we cannot give up in making sure that Haiti never experienced the challenges that is experiencing today.
Absolutely not. Now you have your own organization that you formed, right?
Yes.
And it's a nonprofit organization?
It is a for-profit organization.
It's a for-profit.
It is a for-profit
But do
organization.
you take support for that, like financial support or no?
100%. 100%. We do take financial support based on a project. So, many times I get invited for different community events that do not have a budget either for, the accommodation, the transportation, the flights, my time being there presenting, serving the community. So, when we have donors, it's usually said, okay, here's 2 or 3 projects that I have set up. And, we would like to have some funds to support that. And that's part of the work that I'm doing throughout the summer. I have a project that is called the Be the Hero of Your Story project. It is meant for youth in homeless shelters, how to cultivate a mindset of self-sufficiency as they transition from the shelters and to really get them to start their life effectively on a good foot. And with a project like that, many of those shelters have very low funding. So, I've been very grateful for Trent University, who has been a sponsor for that project, and other organizations that have been a sponsor on that project. EKIP Mentoring, where I am an ambassador of, they've been standing by my side in making sure that we serve those young people in those homeless shelters.
And excellent. So for our audience, and they're all around the world, I know you probably travel anywhere, but if someone watching this and they want you to come to their job or their workplace or the school, which I know you go to, or wherever, to say, listen, I want you to teach our young people how to deal with bullying, because so many of our young kids are killing themselves. One of the fastest raising children that are killing are Black boys. And if somebody wants to reach out to you and say, listen, I'd love for you to come and take on this project of helping our young people to deal with bullying and the best way to deal with a bully, how can they reach you?
Yeah, wonderful. So, the first one, it is through my website where all my information is there, and it is dorcelusempowerment.com. I'll say that again, my last name, which is Dorcelus, DORCELUS, empowerment.com. And you can find me on social media such as Instagram, Neskens JR. That's it, Neskens JR, and on LinkedIn, Neskens JR Dorcelus, and on Facebook, Neskens Junior Dorcelus, like fully written.
And I want all of you to know that all of his information is right below in the information, is links to all of his social media. So we make it quite available to everyone. You don't have to search it. Just go and click on his website is there. I don't have your email address. Do you allow people to email you? Do you want to share your email address?
You can send email as well. Yep. You can sell, especially for my general email, info@dorcelusempowerment.com.
All right. So we have it all. So if you want this young man, this powerful young man that is changing, he's changing the world in a positive way. He's helping our young people to stand up and overcome bullying. He's advocating for people around the world. He represents in the UN. He is awesome. So if you have a project in order to support his work so he can excel and keep going, reach out to him. He will be more than accommodating to whatever is it that you're in need of, Mr. Neskin Dorselius. Did I say that
You got
correct?
it, Dorsalis. You got it. You got it.
I
Thank you.
love his name.
Thank you so much,
I didn't
Maureen.
want to mess it up. It's so beautiful, right? But listen, everyone, I'm serious. I want you to one follow him and all of his social media. But more important than that, I know we have this big issue in our community. We have it in all community, and he serves all people. So you want to do a project with him to overcome um, bullying or everything else he
Conflict.
does, and he does, and mentoring. He's also a great speaker, right? He does, and so reach out to him and do some work with him, and so he can expand, because it's going to be benefit to everyone. And that's why I'm having him here today, because I like to seek out individual in the community that are making a positive change, and we just would highlight them every season. And Mr. Neskin Jr. Dorselius is our choice for season 4. And so, once again, it is an absolute pleasure. And I'm feeling that, you know what? I'm going to see you around. I'm going to be reading about you, because what you're doing is so impactful. I wish we had this when I was growing up, because I see so many young people and old people. And one of the things I've learned from as well, that bullying is not just in the school or the workplace. Sometimes it's in the home.
Indeed.
And so, even if a family member decide, you know what, we want you to come and teach our family, how to treat each other better and uplift each other, give them a call.
Wonderful.
Right?
Thank you so much, Maureen. It's been such a pleasure sharing with you. And thank you for the work you are doing, uplifting the voices of those who are out there in the community. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for the time you spend with us today. And again, God bless you. I am just so in support of what you do. So thank you for sharing your time with Cloud Record Music Podcast.